All right, welcome everybody. A very, very busy day. We're standing by for what are just about the last 10 or 15 minutes of debate in the House of Representatives in anticipation of a vote on impeachment for President Donald Trump. If Donald Trump is impeached today, he would be only the first president ever. He would be only the first president. He would be the first president to be impeached 2 times. Let's see here. I'm being told that my go live notification is outdated. I apologize. I'm managing a lot of things here and trying to get all of these elements fixed. So we are just moments, and I am told that the House will be going directly into a vote because of the virus. The vote takes place in a slightly spaced out way so that the vote itself could take 45 to 60 minutes. And for everybody saying he won't be impeached, he will be impeached. He may not be convicted. Please, guys, we're going through this the second time. Let's not do this again. The first impeachment, I would report, he got impeached, and people would come in and say, David, he didn't get impeached. They're not going to impeach him. And I would say they impeached him. They didn't convict. It's a trial in the Senate. Come on, guys. We can't get this. It's sort of like, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where you can't become self-actualized unless like you have shelter and stuff. We can't have any more sophisticated discussion if people still don't know the difference between the impeachment and the trial. So we're please, guys, please. This is the vote on impeachment. He will be impeached or not in the House. It will then be up to the Senate to try the impeachment. All right, guys, I'm literally begging people. I am supplicating here. Okay. Let's just take a brief listen, and I've got a bunch of different things to do after as well.
Distinguished gentlelady from Michigan, Ms. Tlaib.
The gentlewoman from Michigan is recognized for 30 seconds.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In Michigan's 13th...
All right, so they're continuing. We're watching MSNBC, where we also see a shot outside, and so far things are, as far as I know, relatively calm. We also have our C-SPAN feed, and we have multiple feeds ready to go should anything happen to our primary feed. But so far, all of these different layers of security at the U.S. Capitol, and things relatively calm, as far as I know at this point in time. Okay, what else do we have going? Oh, okay. One of the main arguments that we've been hearing from Republicans in the House, but also just like random Republicans on TV, is that impeachment would be divisive, and so it shouldn't be done. And, oh, hold on, is this over?
And the gentleman from New York has 3 3/4 minutes remaining. From Ohio has 4.
Okay.
And the gentleman from Ohio is recognized.
Thank you.
So we have 7 minutes total between the two of them. That puts us at 3:32. And then, maybe another couple minutes as they delegate back and forth. So one of the arguments that's being made, and it's a terrible argument, is it would be divisive to impeach Trump a second time. And as I've said, you all know my position at this point. I won't beat you over the head with it. We'll drop the ban hammer, but I'm not going to hammer you with this. Impeachment is a responsibility. You don't say, what would the impact be? How would people Did the president do something impeachable? If the answer is yes, which even many Republicans conceded, then you have to impeach. But there's an even crazier argument that's been made, and I'm going to play it for you here. This is whoa, what an appearance. This is Brian Kilmeade from Fox News. And his argument is impeachment could make Trumpists be violent. Take a listen to this.
I believe that America could be more effective and has been ineffective because we've been at each other's throats. What could be more disenchanting?
They don't want him to run again. They don't want him to run again.
They don't want him to run again, and that's fine. But you don't understand, too, there's a lot of people that want him to, number one, continue to be a force in the Republican Party, believe a lot what he believes. He has 75 million supporters. So if you have an overarching sense that I got to bring the country together because we see what's happening around this country, how 50 state houses are being threatened on Inauguration Day, this is the last thing you want to do.
Don't impeach because state houses are being threatened by the very people incited by Trump, for which you want to impeach him.
It astounds me that now Chuck Schumer, guys, is exploring a...
This is saying negotiate with terrorists. Yeah, I hope people understand this. By the way, what does this say about Trumpists? That he says, as a response to Congress doing what they are constitutionally allowed to do, and I believe must do, Trumpists will be violent. That is called negotiating with terrorists. You will be violent, so therefore don't do the thing, even if it's the right thing to do. What? Brian Kilmeade should instead be saying, hey, guys, this entire thing was idiocy. Trump lied to you for 2 months and got you to go completely bonkers and commit acts of violence. Don't fall for it again, because more of you will get arrested. But instead, Brian Kilmeade says, I don't know, Trumpists might get violent if Trump is impeached, so therefore don't do it. It's saying negotiate with terrorists. The very people who always say don't negotiate with terrorists are now saying, no, you should change what you do because the terrorists might get violent if you do this thing. It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Okay. We have probably about 4 to 6 minutes of debate left. The debate I don't find to be particularly interesting. It's just basically members of Congress taking turns saying why I will or won't vote to impeach Trump. But very soon we're going to get to the vote. We're also monitoring what's going on in D.C. around the Capitol, very heavy military presence, National Guard. And it looks like so far things are relatively calm. There's one other point, and Mega Alpha is making this point on Twitch. They're actually going to be violent either way. If Trump leaves, they're going to be violent, is the belief right now among law enforcement. They are going to be violent if Trump is impeached. They're going to be violent if Trump is removed by the 25th. They're going to be violent if Joe Biden is inaugurated. They will be violent either way. So we are better served communicating reality, not allowing them to hold the proceedings of the House of Representatives hostage, and continuing forward with what must happen. That's essentially where we are and what needs to be. Let's see. Has Trump rubbed off on you with delay to your own stream? Yes, exactly. I was late today because since Trump's late all the time, now I want to be late as well. Big thank you to Grandmaster Benjamin Feingold, who is now a 4-month subscriber via Twitch. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. Very much appreciate that. And actually, along those lines, I want to say thanks to the 7 people who just grabbed Twitch subscriptions on our Twitch stream. I also want to say thank you to Kayla Titus. Kayla Titus has signed up at joinpacman.com, coming in out of nowhere with a discounted membership, and very much appreciate that. We are actually, today is an historic day. Can you believe when I interviewed someone from the dictionary, I actually said, is it ahistoric or anhistoric? And they actually said it's really either. But anyway, I find it funny to say anhistoric, and I don't even know why it's funny. I think it's correct. It's an historic day for 2 reasons. We may see Donald Trump impeached for this for the second time. He would be the first president ever to do so, and we may see the David Pakman Show YouTube channel hit 1.25 million subscribers today, which is insane. Let's listen.
The gentleman reserves.
Madam
The
Speaker,
gentleman from New York.
I now yield 30 seconds to the gentlelady from Texas, Ms. Jackson Lee.
The gentlewoman from Texas is recognized for 30 seconds.
Sheila Jackson Lee, we will be hearing from. Well, we won't actually. I don't, okay. We're just kind of monitoring what's going on here. And in any case, it's going to be an historic day in a number of different ways. The far right is always calling for a civil war. Has anyone asked them what that would entail? It's not like you can tell by looking who's a Democrat or Republican. They just want to be terrorists. Yeah, I have a segment from this past Friday about whether a civil war would be plausible. And of course, at this point, you really have an urban-rural divide where even in red states, the cities tend to be blue or at least purple. And it would be very difficult to even figure out like what would be the two sides. And much more likely would be some kind of militia type thing where you see militias versus the government within states than a sort of union versus confederacy type of situation. But of course, let's hope that this doesn't happen. Let's hope that is not what happens. Some believe Biden can bring unity by pardoning Trump. What are your thoughts? Biden should not pardon Trump. Biden should absolutely not pardon Donald Trump.
Republican whip, the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Scalise.
The gentleman from Louisiana.
So now they're going to Steve Scalise, a complete and total bomb thrower. Okay. A few other bits of news that you might find interesting. Camp Auschwitz guy has been arrested by the FBI. Whoa, hold on a second. This is a very, very exciting arrest. And this was one of the people that we've been keeping an eye on. And he indeed has now been arrested. So that is great news. And we're going to continue seeing these arrests happen. Also, you may or may not have heard, but one of the prominent terrorists arrested is apparently refusing to eat because they're not serving him organic food in jail. I know that sounds crazy, but hold on a second. Capitol Riot organic food guy. Let me see here. Yeah, here. I know it sounds like a complete and total joke and people are going nuts. Yeah, this is real. Hold on a second. Where is this? Oh, that is not it. Capitol Riot organic food. Yeah, it's the Shaman. Very strange name. Here we go. Let's take a look at it. And I have to turn off my ad blocker man, it is just crazy. It's like I put the ad blocker on at everybody's request because they were getting annoyed by ads, and now I have to turn it off. People are mocking. Oh my God, can you see this garbage? It's like I can only see, it's a quarter of the screen. People are mocking Capitol Riot detainee Q Shaman for refusing to eat non-organic jail food because he gets very sick and a dietitian agreed it doesn't add up. Jake Angeli, a far-right conspiracy theorist from Arizona known as Q Shaman, stormed the Capitol. He's been arrested, blah, 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 blah. At his federal hearing, his mother said he hadn't eaten in custody since Friday due to his strict diet. He gets very sick if he doesn't eat organic food. He needs to eat. Okay. So anyway, very, very big disagreements as to the standpoint of organic. And then, they were actually then arguing, is anything really organic? Because between acid rain and air pollution, what is organic these days? That's a joke. They were not really arguing that in court, but they might as well have been. Okay. Real quick, I did get another voicemail from Troy York, this time calling as his black character, Jamal Jenkins. Yesterday, we heard from him as Ramon Ramos, which is his Hispanic character, and a new character named Dimitri Diamond. Anyway, here he called as Jamal Jenkins. Let's just take a quick listen to that. Just briefly.
This is Jamal Jenkins from University Park, Illinois, and I'm calling the David Pakman Show from University Park, Illinois, to say that the United States needs another election.
Right.
This election was stolen by the Democrat Party, and we need to have another election without the tactic of the mail-in voting fraudulent tactic that the Democrats
That's interesting.
have used. This has been a dishonest banana republic election, and the mainstream media is complicit with this coup attempt against President Trump. President Trump needs to stay in office.
Can you imagine thinking the coup attempt was against Trump? I mean, that is something else. That is really something else. Troy York also reportedly on a hunger strike. He's refusing to eat organic food. He's doing the opposite hunger strike as the Q guy. Troy York will only eat non-organic food. Okay, big thank you to Anthony Marvel for the joinpacman.com subscription, Sebastian Dewo, as well as Chris Ware, which puts us at 11. We're standing by imminently and urgently for a vote on impeachment. It would be an historic day. We have never seen a president impeached 2 times. I also, of course, want to say thanks to the 15 Twitch subscribers who just signed up. This is Steny Hoyer, the majority leader. Let's listen.
Conference said it was. She said the President of the United States summoned the mob, assembled the mob.
All right, so Steny Hoyer very slowly and deliberately explaining to us why he supports impeachment. Jamal Swift coming in via Super Chat says, hey, homie, I'm the real Jamal. Yeah. Jamal Jenkins is a imaginary person. It's really a right-wing nut named Troy York. Jamal Swift, who has been in the chat for at this point, I think years, is the real Jamal that we deal with on this program. Rusty says, isn't everything organic on an atomic level? That's a fair question. Maren Ronningen from Norway says, I follow American politics the way Americans follow Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Well, no, that's not true. A lot of Americans follow Keeping Up with the Kardashians, not at all. So if you're following politics, you're already not like them. But I get what you're pointing out about the entertainment aspect of it, or the rubbernecking car crash aspect of it. In terms of, do we have some trolls in the chat? I'm being advised that there are some pretty serious trolls over on Twitch. Yeah, let's look into that, moderators, please. Let's keep an eye on that. People asking about vaccination. We are so slowly approaching 10 million doses given. We are at 9.94 million. It's so embarrassing what's going on with these vaccines. And by the way, I've a bunch of friends of mine. I could go and get a vaccine tomorrow if I wanted. I'm not even going to get into what it is that could be done. I'm not going to do it because it would be wrong. But at this point, this entire thing is so mismanaged that vaccines aren't even going into people's arms. Vaccines are on the edge of spoiling because they're being defrosted and then no one's showing up. And at the same time, anyone who wants a vaccine can get one in a bunch of different states. And I'm not even going to go into it. It's just crazy what anyone could do right now. I could go tomorrow and get a vaccine. I'm not going to say in which state, because of the mishandling is leading both to anyone being able to get one, but nobody actually getting one. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The other thing is that now, because they are counting doses, now they've started giving second doses. So of the 9.94 million, how many were first doses? How many were second doses? How many people have been vaccinated? We don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on right now. All right. Other super chats coming in. David Packman Show. Chemistry makes a distinction between organic and inorganic compounds. Love the show. Yeah, but the definition of an organic food is that's an FDA designation. That's not the same as the chemistry definition of organic and inorganic compounds. Two totally different things. Trump promised he'd run everything like his business, and he delivered. He invested a ton of money and effort only to lose the presidency, the House, and the Senate. Well, very much so. Very much so. Does insurrection require a plan, an objective, and leaders? This is a really good question. And one of the things that we're going to see is that inevitably many of the people arrested and charged with sedition, they're not going to go down for sedition, because the definition of sedition includes intent. And a bunch of attorneys emailed me about this, and they said, David, any good lawyer will get all but the absolute worst of the rioters off on sedition, because you need, much like perjury, it goes to intent and what one's intentions are. And we will be talking more about that. And we talked about it on today's program as well. Thanks, David, for all you do. You're helping me and my girlfriend get through this madness. Appreciate it. Thank you. Very much appreciate that. If you're just joining us, we are expecting a vote any moment. This seems to be getting to the very, very end. This is Steny Hoyer, and he may be rapping. Let's listen.
Of the duty of the President of the United States in history? Are we to stand silent? Will we stand silent? Will we not stand up and say, this is not acceptable? Madam Speaker, for 4 years, Donald Trump has made no effort to hide his ambitions or his lacking of Republican principles. Not our principles, but the principles that Abraham Lincoln was just quoted as having said. Your president, our president, has never displayed those in the 4 years he's been president of the United States. He is
getting down to the very final minutes and expecting to move directly into a vote on impeachment, and we're going to be here with you. It is completely conceivable that at the same time that Donald Trump is impeached a second time, our YouTube channel will hit 1.25 million subscribers. And if I were to ask you which one of those two milestones is more important, there would be not a single doubt in the audience, not a single doubt in the audience whatsoever. There is every indication that if Donald Trump is impeached today, that the trial won't happen well into, or at least until Joe Biden's presidency. The Senate is out right now. And apparently Mitch McConnell has already said it's not going to be coming back before by or before January 19th. Of course, Joe Biden will be inaugurated on the 20th. So this is an impeachment trial that is going to be taking place under a Joe Biden presidency. Remember, I'm still seeing people confused in the chat. The House votes on impeachment. If the House votes to impeach, Trump is impeached. Separately, the Senate holds a trial and votes to convict or to acquit. We will know today whether the president is impeached. We won't know for some period of time whether the president is convicted. All right. Remember, these are two different. Oh, my God. People in the chat again with Trump isn't going to be impeached. Oh, dear God. I worry for the country. I worry for the country. Big thank you to the 7 people who just signed up via Twitch, putting us at 33. I also want to thank some people who grabbed memberships on my website, joinpacman.com, Michael Workmeister, Casper Christensen, Bizad Ansarinejad, Abraham Bordis, Mark Weaver, and Gear Skutleberg. Wow, am I having trouble with names today? But that is 6 folks who just signed up, and I really do appreciate that. Ben Barringer says at least one of the rioters was on active duty, called in sick with COVID, true, to attend the riot in fatigues, arrested upon return to base. I haven't heard that, but that's a good thing. If the House vote for impeachment was anonymous, how many Republicans do you think would vote to impeach? More than 6, that's for sure. I'll subscribe right now if you tell me what you would call McConnell if there are no repercussions. Spanish with an Argentinian accent is preferred. Oh, no, I had a Freudian slip. It's bitch McConnell. I had a very strong Freudian. I would even call it a Freudian slide. People who are familiar with Gary Larson's The Far Side will recognize that joke from 25 years ago. No, I once accidentally, it was actually Freudian in nature. Freudian and convalescent in nature. I called him bitch McConnell. Let me see if I can actually find that Gary Larson Far Side Freudian slide. This is one, I remember this from when I was a kid. This is, for whatever reason, this really cracks me up. Check this out. Oh, here it is. It's on Pinterest. I don't know why I remember this. I used to read The Far Side when I was a kid. Oh my God, this is horrible. What is going on? I can't even see this. Look at this website, Pinterest. You can't see a damn thing. Anyway, here it is. This is Freudian slide. I love this. See, Freud sliding into home base. Anyway, we're back and we're off of that. A lot of people very, very angry with me for even showing that. Okay. Do you think in the style of Trump has plans to sell U.S. secrets to the highest bidder, to North Korea or Russia? And do you think he has real/forged dirt on Pence so he won't enact 25th Amendment? Second part, I don't know. I think Trump won't sell secrets, but I think Trump might inadvertently give them out as he's done before. Moscow Mitch, do you think Loeffler, Gates, or others were aiding the terrorists during the siege? I don't know. There have been a number of claims about, we heard from Ayanna Pressley that the panic buttons were removed from the House. I don't know if that's true. It's an allegation that's been made. James Clyburn said that somehow, even though he works at an unmarked office and he has a marked office, that the insurrectionists went right to the unmarked office, which he finds suspicious. I don't know the answer. There's a lot of assertions that have been made, and I simply don't know the truth of that. It's the type of thing that's going to have to be investigated. Jimmy says, love the show. Been watching for over a year. I like your commentary and your program keeps me informed. Hopefully the news becomes less crazy soon. Georgia counties must certify 1-5 election by 114, I think. If Georgia, who were attacked by Trump, certifies, can Schumer call the Senate back for trial Monday a.m.? No, apparently it's from what I read, Mitch McConnell has a way of preventing the Senate from being called back for the impeachment trial, if indeed there's going to be one. And the impeachment trial, as a result, will not happen until Joe Biden is president, from the latest news that I've seen. OK, if you're just joining us, it should only be a few more minutes until the vote starts. Let's listen to what's going on. Steny Hoyer still going.
Reject deceit. Reject fear-mongering. Reject sedition, tyranny, and insurrection. Reject the demand for fealty to one man over fidelity to one's country. When I addressed the House during the debate over the articles of impeachment in December 2019, I said the following: we need not ask who will be the first to show our courage by standing up to President Trump. The question we must ask: who will be the last to find it? Senator McConnell, Representative Cheney, a number of other representatives who have spoken on this floor with great courage, Madam Speaker, because there is much fear of Donald Trump. There's much fear of Donald Trump's tweets.
This is
fear of Donald Trump's.
This is an absolute clinic on how to properly wear a mask. The nose clip combined with, I mean, it's perfectly sized. He is projecting beautifully, and the mask is just in place. Why can't everybody understand how to wear a mask?
I hope others will be honest with themselves and with their constituents. As Liz Cheney was saying, there has never been a greater portrayal by a president of the United States of his office and his oath to the Constitution. Don't dismiss that. She's the daughter of a vice president of the United States.
Right.
Who was the whip when I came to Congress. As she has taken a stand, I hope others will as well, Madam Speaker. Soon, the clerk will call the roll.
Please get on with it.
And ask for our votes. Make no mistake, this will be no ordinary roll call. This is about our country, our Constitution, and our democracy. These votes will be inscribed on the roll of history, a record of courage and of our commitment to country and Constitution, of our commitment to the rule of law and renewal of that which we inherited and hope to pass on, unbroken, unshattered. With just 7 days left in the president's term, this vote is not about timing. It is about principle and fidelity to our Constitution. It concerns the clear and present danger facing our country, not only in these final days of the Trump administration, but in the weeks, months, and years that will follow. It is about the necessity to demonstrate to this generation and to future generations the duty we share to protect our democracy every single day. Do not pretend, my friends, that it was simply those who...
Okay, so Steny Hoyer still going and going. And eventually we will get to a vote on impeachment. We are slowly, painfully getting in that direction. I see a couple people asked what I'm reading right now. I just finished up the Kim Stanley Robinson California trilogy. These are 3 books written over a period of about 6 or 8 years. Different versions of future USAs, all taking place in California. Really, really good. Some better than the first one I didn't love, but the other 2 great. I'm also reading from the standpoint of nonfiction the book Homicide by I believe it's David Simon. It's the guy who eventually created the show The Wire, and it's a book from the early 90s. He spent some time with Baltimore Homicide, and it is fascinating. I mean, what you learn about homicide investigation, questioning of murder suspects and a lot of different things. Really, really interesting book. Very much enjoying it. That's what I'm reading right now. And then I got a Jack Womack book. I've never read any of his stuff. It's called Ambient. Can't really tell you if it's any good yet because I'm just starting it. David, some of my Republican family members still believe that QAnon crap and post endlessly about it. Do you think there is any end in sight? Probably not for them. Eventually, I think they'll kind of tire themselves out, hopefully. David says, with the Joint Chiefs statement, the DC AG speech, and today's announcement of the GAO looking into members who gave recon tours to the mob, you would think Republican leaders quell their members from acting out further. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. A handful of spineless people will vote present. Yeah. I cannot stand people who say wearing a mask is in any way bad for them. I have to wear full face masks up in the attics that get upwards of 130 Fahrenheit. My dad has been doing it 25 years. Yeah, remember early on when there were people saying that the mask made it so you got not enough oxygen and too much carbon dioxide? Remember that? That was crazy. That was absolutely nuts. I'm not hearing much of that at this point. All right, let's see if we're moving on.
House Resolution 41. The previous question is ordered on the resolution. The question is on adoption of the resolution. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The gentleman from Ohio is recognized. For what reason?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We'd ask for a roll call vote.
Pursuant to Section 3S of House Resolution 8, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by an electronic device.
So now the voting will start, and we will see on screen. Whoa, okay. We will see on screen what it is that's going on. I guess we can do it here. So now some of you may or may not know this, but because of COVID, the virus, etc., even though it is normally a 15-minute vote, I believe they extend to an hour. Congresswoman AOC explained this yesterday on Twitter. So even when the time expires and you see all zeros, there will still be no votes ready to go. If you're not used to the way that this looks, it's kind of backwards. You start on this right column, which is no vote, haven't voted yet. Those are all the people who have yet to vote. So that number is going to decline as they vote. And then you will see these no votes move over to either yay, nay, or present. Now, as you can see, every Democrat vote so far, every Democratic vote, every Democrat has voted yay so far. And 3 Republicans have voted yay. It is 67 to 63. And we are somewhere between, oh, hold on. What's going on now?
Strickland of Washington, pursuant to HRes 8, I inform the House that Ms. Strickland will vote yes on HRes 24.
Oh, okay. It seems that they are delivering some of the votes by voice to then be counted. And as you can see, about 130 people voted very quickly, but we are now kind of stuck at 301 ready to go. And they are going to be doing this process where some of these votes are going to be announced one by one. They are proxy votes. Proxy votes. That's the term that I was looking for. So we are standing by and watching this happen. Potentially a historic day, potentially an historic day. We will see Donna Edwards. I've interviewed her. She's great. We will see the second impeachment of Donald Trump for the first time ever, 73 to 66. And the votes continue to come in. David, hope all is well, my friend. Keep up the good work. Impeach Trump. This scene is very familiar to last night's voting. How can the GOP decry that Democrats are trying to divide the country after all they did to do the same? Talk about hypocrisy. Absolutely insane. David, I got into an argument with a Jesse Lee Peterson follower, and my God, it was just like your conversation with Jesse. Keep up the good work. Yeah. Not an exercise in anything other than futility. That is for sure. Okay, more votes being recorded by proxy. Oh, sorry, I've fallen way behind on thank yous. I do want to thank the 13 folks who just grabbed subscriptions via Twitch. I really appreciate that. And also a bunch of people signing up on my website. I want to say thanks to Tom Chapini and Mary Bishop, as well as Justin Frund. And we are now at 55. Yes, the coupon code works. We are primarily funded by these website memberships. Consider yourself, I'm humbly inviting you on this historic day to grab a membership at joinpacman.com. Pay full price if you want, or don't. Use the coupon code BETTER21. The discount is so big on advice of counsel, I'm not even telling you how big it is. I'm just saying massive discount. We used to publish the percentage. It got dicey. Legally, the AG took a little too much of an interest in our discounts. So now we're just saying it's massive. It's a massive discount. Okay, BETTER21 is the code as we continue to see the votes tallied here. What are my thoughts on Jeffrey Rosen posting his response to the Capitol attack on YouTube as an unlisted video? Haven't seen it. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it. I would not be able to comment on that. Any consequences for the plague-spreading maskless Republicans who infected everyone while sheltering in place? I would consider tarring and feathering. Yeah, there are a whole bunch of Democrats who now have tested positive for the virus after having to shelter in place on Insurrection Day with maskless Republicans who refuse to wear masks. It's toxic. It's toxic. As you can see, the votes are accumulating. Four Republicans have now voted to impeach Donald Trump, otherwise a party line vote. Other than those four, we're aware of six. We're aware of 6 Republicans who expressed that they would be voting for impeachment today. And we are expecting to have the results somewhere between 10 and 50 minutes from now. A lot of proxy votes as a result of the virus. And so that's what you see happening as people come to the lecterns to announce votes. Let's listen to a couple of them. 264 members remaining. Oh, it's 7 Republicans now. Okay, that's good. Here we're going to hear one, I believe. Or not. I don't know. Okay, maybe not. I'll keep an eye on it. So it's basically just an announcement that Congressman or Congresswoman so-and-so is voting yay or nay, and then it's... Oh, here we go.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Mr. Carson pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Mr. Carson will vote yes on HRES 24.
There you go. So those are the proxy votes. And even though it says only 8 minutes and 45 seconds left to go, we expect it to take longer as a result of the proxy voting. Okay? I was blown away when I saw what a powerful discount I received when I signed up with BETTER21 as my coupon code. Wow. That's Brandon Kaiser of Kaiser Roll fame. And Brandon has privately confided that originally the Kaiser Roll was conceived as a very different type of bread. But due to a conflict, the Kaiser Roll that we see today is what his family ended up with. That's a joke, by the way. That's not true. Oh, there's our friend Hakeem Jeffries. He's been on the program before. Very good guy, congressman from New York. And he is delivering a proxy vote, which is very exciting. The discounts are tremendous. Breathes deeply through teeth. Yes. Olympus has fallen. Sure made it look harder to storm the Capitol building than it was. Right. David, can you do a current segment on Uyghurs? Yes, I would do that. Mike says, could you please explain the eyes, nose, shouting, BS, the eyes, nays? How the hell can someone honestly say the eyes seem to have it on how loud it was screamed? Yeah, so here's the thing. You may have noticed that they said everybody voting yes, say aye, and you heard a noise. Everybody voting nay, say nay, and then you heard it. And it sort of to us sounded quite similar in volume. It's this is one of those situations where a lot of this stuff is perfunctory and performative. They know what the vote is on impeachment because this is such a big deal. Basically, most of the members have already said how they plan to vote. And so the chair knows that that is the way it went. So that's how they report it. And then Jim Jordan says, I would like a roll call vote because we aren't sure. It's just all perfunctory and performative. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, it didn't really sound very much louder for the yeses than the nos. That's absolutely that's absolutely true. But that's the way it is. That's the way they do it. And that's the way it is. Dear David, I'm not a vowel. Sincerely, H. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Let's see what's happening over on MSNBC.
These are the same figures who have menacing words for people who carry out acts in the name of international terrorism, but when they're domestic terrorists who happen to be supported by some members of their own base, they're very, very, very afraid of speaking the truth and of being brave, to put it bluntly. Also along watching with us, Dan Goldman, who was instrumental in the first impeachment effort. I think it was exactly a year ago. Dan Goldman, your thoughts. I feel like so many of the roots.
Okay, so we're waiting on the last 215 votes on the second impeachment of Donald Trump. And we are expecting that in the next 5 to 45 minutes, we are going to know the results. And that's very important. Did you see the threat to the Republic tier list you're on? No. That's interesting. Can somebody tell me where to find that? Threat to the Republic tier list. Let's see. Threat to the Republic tier list. David Pakman. Let's see. No, I have no idea who did that. David, thanks for all you do. Found you a few months ago. Did you watch Jordan Klepper's piece from the riots just posted yesterday? No, I want to see that though. Jordan Klepper does some good stuff. Just use the coupon code on joinpacman.com and the absolutely obscene savings crashed my personal computer instantly. Yeah, if you're on an Apple computer, don't even think about using the coupon code. Apples do not have the power to handle that discount code. That's also a joke, by the way. Okay. I always love your book recommendations. Ever thought of starting a book club segment? I have not. We used to do more book stuff on the show. It didn't do very well. What do you think Trump is doing and feeling right now? No idea. He's probably trying to figure out how to borrow someone's Twitter account. Oliver says, genuinely curious, how many hours per day or books per week do you read? I'm jealous I don't get to read as much as I'd like. You know, I'll usually read like 20 minutes in the morning when I first get up, just to do it before the day gets ahead of me. And then a little bit in the evening. And then I'll read fiction before going to bed. So, I mean, it's probably, 20. I'm probably reading like 50 to 60 minutes a day. That's my thought. He's referring to an historic day, not understanding. H is not a vowel. An historic day. Okay. Man, people are really fired up and distracted by that. That's crazy. That's wild. A big thank you to the 8 people who just signed up via Twitch. I appreciate that. And then I also appreciate everybody signing up on my website. And unfortunately, because it's so many people, I'm not going to be able to thank everybody right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. 43 people just signed up on my website, putting us at 106. That is a crazy number. But that's amazing. We are down below 200 votes left to be cast. 5 Republicans so far have voted for the second impeachment of Donald Trump, which would make this the first president ever to be impeached 2 times, 2 prior impeachments. Remember that Donald Trump, unlike Richard Nixon, was impeached. Nixon was not impeached. And part of the reason that Nixon was not impeached is that Republicans went to him and they said, it's over. They said, you've got to go because we will convict you. We will impeach you and we will convict you. And Richard Nixon avoided impeachment, but did resign. Donald Trump impeached once already and potentially a second time. About 2/3 of the members of the House have voted. This is House Resolution 24. Remember that this is sort of backwards. You want to start on the right column. We have 168 people who have not yet voted. 133 have voted to impeach. 133 have voted not to. Now, because we know that Democrats have a majority, and we know that I'm told 7 Republicans, as the 6th comes in, 7 Republicans plan to vote yay. This is all but a foregone conclusion that Donald Trump is going to be impeached a second time. Minutes from now. Proud Lincoln Wyomingite who paid full price for subscription and have no regrets. That's a pretty big shot across the bow at everybody taking advantage of the coupon code. That's really aggressive. I think the discount on the website to subscribe was way too much of a discount, so I'll give more. Greetings from Richmond, Virginia. Thanks, Jesse. Would it be wrong to call this impeachment 2 electric boogaloo? I think it would be wrong, yeah. What are your thoughts on how the courts will rule on Trump's potential self-pardon? That's way above my pay grade. I've read a number of opinions from legal experts about a self-pardon, and the bottom line is it's not been tested in court. I don't even know whether it's worth going beyond that. I mean, I've given on the show a bunch of times now justifications for why a self-pardon would be okay and justifications for why it would not. But ultimately, the point is it's not been tested in court, and we won't really know until it is. I'm sorry, David, it was just an joke. Apology accepted. David, is there any chance in heck that Trump will actually be convicted? Percentage guess. I'm not even commenting on that yet. It's going to be under Joe Biden's presidency and Democratic control of the Senate. We just have to wait. I think it's an uphill battle for sure. Darren says, how about doing reaction videos to Newsmax OAN clips? Would love to see you dismantling those networks on a weekly basis. Yeah. No, we've actually talked about that. I think that right-wing media is going to, this is actually kind of a side story, but about 9-10 months ago, I started getting messages from some people in the audience saying, it's a little bit overboard to say that it is weaponized, what we are seeing from right-wing media. But if January 6th proved anything, it's that disinformation right-wing propaganda is absolutely been weaponized, and that has a real effect. So, yeah, I expect right-wing media to be off the wall crazy for the next 2 years at least, and there's going to be no shortage of it. Henna Baked Ham says via Twitch sub, oh my God, David, do you even look at Twitch? Thanks for being our guide through these historical times. Yeah, some of you may or may not know the inside joke, but at some point, someone on Twitch asks whether I even pay attention to Twitch. And of course I do. We are down to just the last 130 members of the House left to vote. And we are very, very close to Donald Trump being impeached for a second time. Very close. Jacob, coming in with a brutally powerful $100 super chat, says an historic is correct. An is used before the vowel sound, not just before a vowel letter. Since David doesn't use the H sound, instead using the pronunciation that drops it, he is right to use an. The truth is, I'm not saying historic. I'm just kind of blending it together. An historic. So, why are we even talking about that? That's my fault. This is a choice right now. If you put Newsmax or OAN as a highlight on your stream instead of a sideshow, you are promoting them. No more capitulation. Whoa. That's a big admonishment there. Keep my fingers crossed for you, USA. Greetings from Germany. Did you see the video of the police officer crushed in the riots? The fact that 149 Republicans voted nay is disturbing. Of course it is. Here's another comment on my grammar. The phrase "an historic day" comes from the common accent practice of dropping H's. If you drop the H, the first sound of historic is a vowel. Yikes. This could actually take the show down. I'm worried that this is the end of the show. We now have a +5 for yays over nays, now +6, with just 118 members left to vote on the impeachment of Donald Trump. And people are about to completely destroy Twitch and my website. I do want to say thank you to an additional 9 Twitch subscribers. That puts us at 115. And as far as the website goes, an additional, oh my God, hold on a second. Could this be true? An additional 28 people just grabbed website memberships, putting us at 143. Is there a vote amount they need to reach an actual impeachment? Yes, let's calculate it. Okay, let's calculate it. We're going to do this right now. Hold on a second. Okay. There's 435 people in the House. All right, so you need a majority. So you divide by 2, you get 217.5. Now, you can't have half a vote. So it's got to be 218. Can anybody confirm 218? Does my math check out? 218 or more. Okay, very good. 218 is the number, my friends. And currently at 167 with 102 members left to vote. And certainly if you get some present votes, that can cause a problem. That can very much cause a problem. I don't expect an issue. Okay, under 100 now. I started watching about a month or two ago. Thanks for all the hard work. The savings for the website needs a Surgeon General's warning. Absolutely. That's why it's a union, not an union. An union, a union. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. I've not thought about that. Hi from London. America has become a laughingstock. I know. I know. You're right. What can I say? It just is what it is. We are down to the last 91 votes on the impeachment of Donald John Trump, the sequel, COVID 45, the impeachment of Donald John Trump Part 2. Maybe a fair way to describe it at this point. Other things. Oh, yeah, let me mention. Oh, this is important. So yesterday on the program, I interviewed Daniel Lombroso about his documentary White Noise. He embedded himself with the alt-right, and I'm almost done watching it. I rented it on Amazon Prime Video. Absolutely fantastic. So if you guys missed that interview, we just uploaded it an hour or two ago. It is very much worth watching. He embeds himself with Richard Spencer, Mike Cernovich, and Lauren Southern. And I encourage you to watch it. It's really, really good. White Noise is the name of it. Just Google White Noise, the documentary. You'll find it. Just signed up with the coupon code and it's a crime. How low this is. It is a war crime. We want only peaceful prices. Yikes. Okay. Are you going to have Vaash on again soon? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Michael Traeger Kuzman says, is there a way to get notified when you go live? I don't know the answer to that, to be honest. YouTube eliminated email notification. I believe that you can get push notifications for either Twitch or YouTube. So I guess your phone would ding when I go live. I believe people in the chat can probably, hit the bell. Oh, and by the way, I mentioned this earlier. We are 230 YouTube subscribers away from hitting 1.25 million. It feels like just yesterday we hit 1 million. We are down to our last 223, and we will be 250,000 YouTube subscribers beyond a million, which is insane. We have 55,000 people watching on YouTube right now. Let's do it. We can do this thing right now. Let's end it. Just end it. Put an end to this insanity. Did you see Trump and Theresa May holding hands? His hands are really tiny. I didn't see that. Greetings from Czech Republic. Love your show. Hope your country eventually recovers from Trumpism. I hope so too. I hope so too. We're down to the end. Yeah, let's listen a little bit to what is happening. People are getting antsy.
That Biden won, but the majority of them are from districts that Donald Trump won, some by a very large margin, including Liz Cheney. So these are votes of principle. These are people who are thinking about their country and not their next election. And I give them a lot of credit. I'm mad at all of them for not standing up to this president sooner and putting up with his lying. But these are votes of courage today. And now we're up to 8.
Claire, stay with us. Dan Goldman also standing by with us. Dan, I wonder if you can just speak from the perspective of an impeachment manager about what is sort of an unexpected vote.
So we're down to
on the side of impeachment. Feels like
23 votes to go, and Donald John Trump will be impeached a second time, something that has never, ever happened. 218 is the number. We are at 195. 218 minus, 197. We are now only 21 votes away. It is getting really, really close. Ever heard of double jeopardy? That's this. No, double jeopardy applies to the same wrongdoing. Same wrongdoing. Because there are vacant seats, you only need 217. I believe that's right. Yeah, I apologize. Because of the vacant seats, it's 217. We are 18 away from impeachment number 2. David, longtime fan and member from the Lewis and Natan days. Do you have any plans to make more long form videos in 2021? Absolutely. Many plans. Coupon code FreshShart wouldn't work for me. Might want to look into that. Darn, I really wanted to listen to the Boner Show. Yeah, that coupon code is done. The coupon code is better21. It's Anne, as in pedantic. Why is there no secret vote? Those are the rules. Can Trump be held legally liable for crimes after impeachment, incitement, finance report, having too small of hands? Yes to all of the above. Yes to all of the above. We are probably minutes away from impeachment. Minutes to go from impeachment. Down to the last 16. We need 217 due to 2 vacant seats.
And the question is, did the White House receive those and tell the DOD not to provide the National Guard, to tell DHS not to provide anything? What happened in terms of the White House's knowledge about what the expectations were?
Right.
And then after the violence occurred, what happened within the White House about what directions
12 to go, 11 to go.
Allowing the National Guard to go. We know Governor Larry Hogan from Maryland said
we are down to just 10 votes to go. 10 votes to go, and Donald Trump will be impeached a second time. It's never happened. It is humiliating. There are probably four strong impeachment cases against Trump that could have been brought. And we have 10 votes to go before Donald Trump will be impeached for a second time. The only surprise is that he wasn't impeached more, says Techno Go via Twitch. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Now, come on, guys. Again, people are saying, what do you mean the first impeachment failed? No. The House impeaches. The Senate decides guilt or innocence. Trump was impeached once by the House, and he's about to be impeached a second time. Trump lost both popular votes. Trump will be impeached twice. He then lost the House during the midterms and then lost the Senate and the White House in 2020. Wow. 9 votes to go. Only 9 votes to go. A lot of people asking me to legalize ranch. I'm open to that. I'm more of a Parmesan peppercorn guy, but, I'm fine with ranch as well. Thank you for your hard work and educating everyone you reach. I appreciate that. David, there are reports of massive discount dumps all across your website. Very worrying. I know. What's more important, massive vaccine rollout or mass deprogramming of Trumpists? That is a Sophie's choice. I'd have to think about that. I would really have to think about that. Is it wrong to have told someone that claimed to be from Germany that they were lying because they said Trump isn't like Hitler? I feel like I have a point. I don't even understand the question. David, sick in bed with COVID right now. Your stream keeping me entertained every day. Thoughts on pineapple on pizza? You know, when I used to eat pork, I liked pineapple on pizza because I would love like a Canadian bacon and pineapple pizza. Since I've stopped eating pork, I find little use for pineapple. I find it really only works with Canadian bacon. Yeah. Here is to looking forward to hearing about policy discussions and less about Trump's shameful antics. I'm hopeful for a unified USA, but not naive to believe it will happen as soon as most of us would like. Breaking, Trump just filed for unemployment. Right. We are 6 votes away, 5 votes away from the impeachment number 2 of Donald Trump. 4 votes away. Let's listen. 3 votes to go.
The House managers to identify the witnesses who are most likely to have the relevant information, because in the Senate,
2 votes to go.
They will, unlike last time, they will not know the universe of people that has information about what the president knew and when he knew it. But I would expect there to be voting on witnesses, and there'll probably be a few witnesses, and there'll be depositions for the witnesses. I wouldn't anticipate this.
1 vote to go, 9 Republicans, and there it is. Donald John Trump has been impeached. Donald Trump has become the first president in the history of the United States.
My friend Michael Steele, former chairman of the
Okay. And with 220 votes, 221, the numbers continue. There has never been a president impeached twice until 15 seconds ago.
Conscious. He lays it out. He says, this vote's not a victory. It isn't a victory for my party. It isn't a victory for the Democrats. It isn't the victory the Democrats might think it is. I'm not sure it's a victory for our country, but it is a call to action for us to reflect on these events and seek ways to.
Right. Okay. Let's put together a tweet real quick here. Donald Trump has now been impeached twice, lost the popular vote twice, lost the House for Republicans in 2018, lost the Senate for Republicans in 2020, and made himself a one-term president. Winning. Beautiful. Beautiful. Donald Trump has been impeached.
Impeach President Donald J. Trump. Republican House member, Congressman Meyer. What do you think when you see them wrestling so publicly with this, but coming out?
10 Republicans have voted in favor of the impeachment of Donald Trump. There are just 11 votes to go. And then we will hear the ruling from the chair. Very, very important stuff going on. The last votes coming in.
Ms. Jayapal, pursuant to House Resolution 8, I rise to inform the House that Ms. Jayapal will vote aye on House Resolution 24.
If you're just joining us, Donald Trump has been impeached for a second time. The trial is not going to take place until Joe Biden is president. A conviction, if it were to happen, would be a retroactive conviction. Trump will be gone by the time the trial takes place. More impeachments than terms, says Bay Photo. Yes, that's absolutely right. David, that discount code, wow. I know, it is shocking. With little knowledge about impeachment, what does this mean exactly? Will he have to leave office before Biden's inauguration? No. There isn't even going to be a trial until Joe Biden is president. So the answer to that is no. I can see a lot of people very excited by what's going on. 13 additional people have grabbed Twitch subscriptions, which puts us at 183. And then another 14 people have signed up on my website, which puts us at 197. It's an incredible day. We have never had a president impeached 2 times, and we do today. 10 Republicans abandoning their party, rightfully so, and voting for the impeachment of Donald Trump. A total of 229 members of the House have voted for the impeachment of Donald Trump. There are just 9 votes left to be cast. And then we will soon hear an announcement from the House of Representatives about the results. But Donald Trump has indeed been impeached. Donald Trump has been impeached. I've read that impeachment after he's out of office is not constitutional. Is that correct? That is not my understanding. Nice to see Republican yay votes in double figures. Yes, it is. Canadian here, best of luck to Southern neighbors to recover from this, shocked that 200 Republicans overlooked last week. It's disgusting. It is absolutely and completely disgusting. Hold on. I'm told that we have hit our goal. We have hit our goal. Ladies and gentlemen, at the stroke of Donald Trump's second impeachment, the David Pakman Show YouTube channel has reached 1.25 million subscribers. 1.25 million subscribers. You know, our first month on YouTube, we had 4 subscribers. Our first month on YouTube, we had 4 subscribers. And in the last hour, we've gained 2,000. Think about that. Think about that. That is, it's an unbelievable number. And so now on to Twitch. We are still heading in the direction of our first 100,000 on Twitch, which hopefully will come this year. If it doesn't, we're doing something very, very wrong. We are down to just 7 more votes until we will have final numbers for the second impeachment of Donald Trump. 6 more votes, 230 voting in favor of impeachment, and soon we will get that final roll call number from the speaker, which is just wild. Eric says, congrats on 1.25 million. Thanks for great content. Staying tuned on the 20th. Yes. Will Trumpists rage or riot tonight? Maybe. It's so hard to know what they're going to do. The 10 Republicans used Dominion, right? Yeah. They need a recount, don't they? We just have 5 votes left to be cast. 5 votes left to be cast. And then that will be it. But we already have that number. 231 voting to impeach means Trump is impeached. Despite the posturing, how is it not to the Republicans' political advantage to get Trump out of the way? Enhorabuena for the 1.25. I think that for a lot of them, they have the pulse on their constituencies, and it's not abundantly clear that that they should abandon Trump. I think it's that simple.
A vote, I believe many of us take with a heavy heart.
Where are we hearing that audio from? Seems like just background noise. Let's listen here.
He's the president and Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz and Jim Jordan and some of the other folks running around the halls of the Congress now talking about unity.
We have a question. Can Trump still resign? Of course, he can resign at any time. Anytime he can resign. I don't imagine that he will, but at absolutely any time he would be able to resign. Hold on a second here. Do we have trolls that need to be banned in the chat? It's just so annoying. Oh, no, I think we're okay. I think we're okay right now. 5 votes still to go. 5 votes still to go. Just cast them, my friends. Cast the votes. Heard the one who has a crush on you is Megan the Stallion Wap. Jesus, I don't even know what that is. That sounds like something the kids these days or Ben Shapiro would be talking about. I don't even know. A second Trump impeachment is only the cherry on top to the 1.25 million subscribers. The rest of it was the tres leches. Incredible job. Keep it up, Dave. Couldn't say it better myself. Could not possibly say it better myself. Okay. Good stuff in the House. Let's see what the Senate does. Más contenido en castellano para mis viejos, por favor. Okay. Mark Schwartz wanting Spanish content for his parents. We are still waiting on 5 final votes. I don't know what's keeping them. Probably grandstanding. 5. There could be 5 individuals. There's probably more than 5, but at least 5 individuals who want to make themselves seem really, really important. Did I see Levy Rosman won his chess match today? Honestly, I didn't know he had a chess match today. Who was it against? Can anybody tell me? Who was it against? Was it against Eric Rosen? Versus James Canty. I don't know who that is. Okay, good. Good for Levy. That's fantastic. What will McConnell do? Will there be enough to convict? Don't know yet. Don't know yet. David, it is my greatest pleasure to inform you that you will be inducted into the BD Boys. Congratulations. I don't know what the hell that is. Is that good or bad? Sounds questionable. The Republicans that voted yes shouldn't win any favor for this. You don't get to beat someone half to death and then get praised for not going all the way. Yeah, it's like saying, it's like taking all of someone's food and then giving them a granola bar and saying, look, who else is giving you food right now? Well, but yeah, you took all their food. That doesn't really make sense. When will the Senate vote? Well, before there's going to be a trial and then the Senate will vote. And the trial isn't even expected to be until Joe Biden is president. You have to wonder how many of his friends will wise up to Trump's distorted reality or continue to drink the Kool-Aid. Congrats on the 1.25 million. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the really historic event here is Trump being impeached a second time. But there's a lot of people in the chat that seem to be more compelled by 1.25 million YouTube subscribers. And I have to tell you, I don't disagree completely. What does a second impeachment do per my wife? Well, nothing. I mean, listen, here's the thing about impeachment. It is a responsibility. If the president does something impeachable, you impeach. That's it. It doesn't matter if there's 7 days to go. It doesn't matter. You know, none of it matters. Let's listen to what's happening here now.
A violent mob who tore down the American flag.
Oh, this was earlier. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we're just waiting. Still waiting on 5 votes. Still waiting on 5 votes. David, the Epoch Times is advertising on your channel now. Can you block them? I'm not aware of any way to block them. We have no control over YouTube advertisers, and they're not advertising on my channel specifically. They're just doing news and politics. Okay. David, I'm killing it on chess.com lately. Let's play. Okay. David, could you go back to my missed super chat? All right, let me try here. Richard K. David would strongly recommend you have Sam Harris on the program again. Check out his recent podcast episode related to the attack on the Capitol. Yeah, I sent Sam an email 2 weeks ago and I haven't heard back. Sam Harris is ghosting me, or my email went to spam, or he's too busy. But I would be glad to have him back on. The first interview with Sam Harris was a good interview. It doesn't mean we agreed on everything, and in fact, we didn't. But I would be glad to have him again. And he's welcome. He's welcome anytime for sure. How did he get out of his first impeachment? Well, the Senate just didn't convict. Wendy says, David, you earned the 1,250,000 subscribers. Congratulations. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. They need 2/3 to convict, right? Yes, you need 2/3 to convict in the Senate. That is exactly right. 2/3 is the required number to convict in the Senate. We are stuck waiting for 5 more votes. Let's see if there's any tweets about that. Impeachment, 5 votes. Holdout. Maybe I'll find something. No, maybe if I get rid of the word holdout. 5 votes to go. More impeachment than terms. Oh.
Have all members voted?
Now Nancy Pelosi is here.
Does any member wish to change a vote?
We should be seeing Trump absolutely lose his shit on Twitter right now. But because he's banned from Twitter, we don't have that privilege.
No, we can't go.
It is what it is. Okay. Looks like we're getting close here. Five people did not vote. And I guess that's
Claire, Claire, we're listening in. We heard the speaker ask if all the votes are in. The vote count currently stands at 231 votes to impeach Donald Trump, 197 against.
Do they know?
Go ahead.
Does the network know?
Claire, your mic's open. We're on the air.
Yeah.
We heard the speaker ask if every vote was in. It sounds like she's getting close to announcing the vote total.
Yeah. Does the network know?
There we go. There's another one where
Is my microphone?
Claire, you're on the air.
Oh, that's just the best.
Okay. They said they were going to let me go. Does
The ayes are 232. The nays are 197. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Congratulations. That's it. What now?
I think this is Swalwell down here. He follows us. Good guy.
The Speaker Nancy Pelosi announcing the vote in the House. 232 members of Congress voting to impeach Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been impeached a second time, becoming the first president.
The chair announces that pursuant to Section 3A of House Resolution 41, the House Resolution 40 is hereby adopted.
Trump impeached for the second time.
Stop after The chair announces the Speaker's appointment pursuant to Clause 11 of Rule 10, Clause 11 of Rule 1, in the order the following of the House of January 4th, 2021, of the following members of the House to the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Mr. Schiff of California, Chair. Mr. Nunes of California.
Okay. A lot going on here, as you can see.
Donald Trump has been impeached a second time. We're waiting and watching along with all of you. In the meantime, I want to bring in a special guest of this broadcast. Freshman Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush of Missouri joins us. Congresswoman, your thoughts about this vote this morning, what it means, and whether things will change.
Pursuant to Section 5A, 1B of House Resolution 8, the House stands.
This
needed to happen, and it needed to happen now. We could not wait around to see how people thought, what will the Senate do. Our job as the House of Representatives was to put this before us and vote this man out. I called him today the white supremacist in chief. That's who he has been. That has been okay with him. And we saw it on full display January the 6th. And we're hearing we will see even more coming up over the next week. And so we had to make this decision today. I was proud to cast my vote to be a part of impeaching Donald J. Trump.
What impact does it have, in your view, in terms of preventing?
Okay, so Donald Trump has been impeached. Donald Trump has been impeached a second time. It is over. It is over. And unfortunately, we are unable to see what Donald Trump is saying. Because as you can see, Donald Trump's Twitter account has indeed been suspended. It has indeed been suspended. Yeah, I don't know what the vuvuzela sound was, but it is what it is, as they say. So that's going to do it for me. I appreciate everybody who joined me. We have a major production day because of what we have to cover tomorrow. Trump impeached a second time. We will have analysis. We will have reaction. We will have everything, okay? Really appreciate everybody who joined me. Make sure you're following me on Twitch. Make sure you've subscribed on YouTube. It's all free. Costs nothing. And we'll see everybody tomorrow.